What's up, guys? I thought I would talk a bit about my experience with Pride. So, me personally, as a trans person, I did not feel proud of being trans at all. When I first came out, that's like one of the reasons it took me so long to come out is because I was very shameful of being transgender. And I just thought like the other day I was just thinking like evaluating certain aspects of my life and how far I've come, and like I really am like actually proud of myself for once in my life. And it's like, how did I get here? And I just thought I would talk a bit about my experience with Pride, and like it kind of happened on its own for me. Like I didn't ever think that I could ever feel pride, like feel proud of myself after, transitioning and everything. So, and I was just thinking about where it came from and how did I get here. Anyways, so like to to start off with, my father is he's a young boomer, so he he fits a stereotype like perfectly, like racist, homophobic, uh, like all of the negative stereotypes that you can associate with boomers. He fits those stereotypes. Tucker Carlson, super huge into Carlson. Before Tucker Carlson started talking about trans people, like I could bear like watching it with him on occasion while I was when I was still talking to him. Anyways, would never stop talking about Donald Trump after Donald Trump started like getting airplay on Fox News. Like he never stopped talking about Donald Trump. Anyways, right up until I stopped talking to him, like he never stopped talking about Donald Trump. So like the way that I remember how old I was for like specific time periods is by which grades I was in. So like I was in between the grades of like third through fifth grade. Okay, so like that doesn't sound like a very long time period, but when you're between third and fifth grade, so I would have been between the ages of 9 and 11. And when you're 9 and 11, your experience of the world is so short at that point. 2 years is like a lifetime versus when you get older. That's why, like, when you get older, it seems like, the days just don't seem to hit as well as they did when you were younger. And I remember my father during that time period telling me that, F slurs were sick. They were sick people. And without explaining what they were or what that meant, like without context. He would occasionally have friends over, and they would ask me like, "What are you, a queer?" Or like they would, "What are you, an F slur?" Like just because like of the way I behaved or something. I don't know. Like I don't like remember myself behaving any kind of way, but like it was like must have been obvious enough for like adults to pick up on it and comment about it. Eventually, it was explained to me what that stuff was, what it meant. It meant that like it was like guys that liked other guys. And I just thought that, well, I was safe because I wasn't a guy that liked other guys. I just wanted to be a female. I knew like back then like that, like I wanted to be a female. Like I didn't want to be like, but it must have been like it must have came out in my behavior. I don't really know how it came out in my behavior, but it must have. So at some point, my family all started going to a Baptist church where I remember there being pamphlets about homosexuality being wrong and stuff like that. I got so obsessed with like not being the way I was at one point during that time period. Like I was a little kid. Like I should not have been this concerned about this stuff, okay? But I was like as a little kid, okay? Every day I would go to school with like a cross and a Bible, and I would get made fun of for it. And like I didn't even like I wasn't even old enough to read and comprehend the Bible. If I'm being real, like I tried to read it and comprehend it, but like I was like, come on, 9 and 11-year-olds are not like reading and comprehending the Bible, as far as I know. And that's why I didn't come out until I was 25 years old. It took that long for me to like get out of this conditioning that I had put myself through and that I had been put through by my family, of how it was, all of this stuff was like wrong or bad or I was going to hell. Like, oh my gosh, I was so afraid of like going to hell, and for the longest time, it took me so much like for me to like, you know, to break myself of that. And it's like at this time, it's like as an adult, I'm anti-theist. Like I think the world would be a better place without religion, personally. Although if you practice religion and you get a positive experience from religion, I'm happy for you, and I think you should pursue it or whatever, as long as you're not using religion to justify bigotry towards other people. But anyways, it just took a whole lot of, just living, man. Like the hormones, like they'll do their job. Give it enough time, and like like for me, anyways. Like I used to be very unhappy with what I seen, like in the mirror. I did not like to be on camera at all, like at all. Like I would never do this. Like I personally, I'm very happy for people that can like do like pre-transition, like and like video themselves going through their transition and all that. Good on you. That's awesome. Like I am not the one that could have done that at all. Like I did not want to be like seen that way on camera at all. And now that like I can like kind of pass a little bit and like I feel like I look good, like I'm actually like really proud of myself, man. Like it's pretty cool. But I would just say like if you're struggling or you feel ashamed, you shouldn't. Like it's nothing to be ashamed of. Like if you're trans, it's nothing that you have any control over. It's just something that you're born with. Fortunately or unfortunately, like I almost said just unfortunately, but like because like let's be real, it's not an easy life experience. Like it would be easier to just be born like cis female, okay? It would obviously used to be much easier to be born like cisgender, but like unfortunately, I was like born with like this like challenge. So, but yeah, and it's like overcoming it a little bit, and or feel at least feeling like I've overcome it a little bit can make you feel really good about yourself. So I would just say, hang in there, guys. As terrible as things may seem sometimes, things can get better. My life isn't perfect. I'm still struggling to pay my bills. My electricity is at risk of being shut off, and all this and all that. But you know what? Like I feel pretty good about myself, like being real. So, anyways, I hope you guys all have a great day. I'll see you guys later. Peace.